want to call this a food plot, but I planted pumpkins. They are coming up. I sprayed this thing twice and the weeds are still coming back. But I planted pumpkins in a row, 3 rows here. It says 3 passes with the tiller, so it's 15 feet wide. I don't know, 35 yards long. And these are coming in. So I planted them a little bit for my nieces and my grandson to have pumpkins to come pick for Halloween, but the deer will eat the pumpkins too. So I planted these a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Those are starting to pop up, so that'd be interesting to see how those do. So this is my 1 acre corn plot. I've had corn in here the last 3 years. Last year was kind of a failure. A little bit of my fault. Sprayed it. For some reason it killed the corn. I don't know what I did wrong there. Reseeded it in July and it grew. I had cobs, but they never did mature. So there really wasn't no food here whatsoever this past winter. So this year I had the co-op spray it and it looks really good. Definitely looks like I should get some nitrogen on it sooner than later. It's still really green, but it's the right height, I believe, to put nitrogen on it. And if I'm going to do it, it's probably going to have to be pretty quick. A couple rows here look like they kind of struggle. That's right where he drove down it to spray it, so. But the weeds shouldn't be an issue this year. I know when I was checking it out here the other day, that side, which is always the weedy side, it's got some weeds in it, but not bad. So I should have a good crop as long as we keep getting rain. This bottom part of the field here with all the rain's kind of shorter. But yeah, I'm going to try to get to the co-op this week, get a couple bags. 100 pounds is all I should need of nitrogen on here. Like I said, it's pretty much exactly an acre. This stuff here is just phenomenal. Looking back here too, this looks really, really good. So that's where things are right now. I've done more work this year than I've ever done. Food plots, water holes, digging stumps, reseeding, liming everything. This field here with the corn actually had the best soil on the whole property. This, I think I was like 6.7 on the pH. Didn't really have to do much with it. So, and we fertilized it when we seeded it, but I'm gonna top dress it with nitrogen like I said. It's a little bit yellow, but not bad. Not sure if I really need it. Biggest issue I had in this field, believe it or not, is these things. Milkweed. That is an issue in this field. But yeah, that's my little update I wanted to give you guys with all the work that I put into it this spring. Had an excavator come in, made a new food plot. Just a lot of changes I hope pay off. There is a couple bucks. Hopefully they made it. That should be shooters this year. Most of the targets from last year got killed. So nothing that I really know of. There was an inside point buck. I believe he made it. I'm thinking he should be a 4-year-old this year. Anything 3-year-old or around here, those are kind of our target bucks. But hopefully he made it. I believe Johnny, the guy that actually planted the corn, said that he had pictures of them right before shed season or right around shed season. I don't know if it was December or January, but he did survive. So him and I think there was one other buck. There was a white 8. I think he survived too. He was hitting the shoulder down on Johnny's property. But I think he told me that actually he found the sheds to him, so he did survive. But yeah, that's where we're at. Get some cameras out and go from there. Season will be upon us soon. Oh, this crab apple tree just right off the cornfield here is loaded this year. That's also a crab apple right here. Don't really see any on there. But this one's just full. This is an old tree. Anybody knows how long it would take a crabapple tree to get like that? But this one's full. So this is another food plot right on the edge of the food plot, because they love these things. So today is July 6th, and I'm doing a little update on the corn here. It's looking really great in this spot here. Looks like some of it's almost chest high. We just got over 2 inches of rain yesterday. And we're kind of starting to get rained out to where things are flooding. So we're good for a while on the rain. We just need some heat. But I'm standing in the cornfield now. This is probably the best section of the corn right here, closer to the road. Get right in here to the tall stuff without knocking stuff over, but probably hard to tell, but waist high, you know, a little over waist high, and I'm 6'2". Some low spots over here, just because we're getting a lot of rain over there. And then the stuff up front ain't as good either, because they ran it over a bunch of times when they were spraying it, but it's looking pretty nice. This time last year, this was getting replanted because it failed on me. All right, we got some damage here. That's going to be an issue. This is only 1 acre, this entire field here, so I don't know if this is bear or if this is deer doing this. The deer tracks right next to it, so it can be deer. That won't kill it. It'll grow back, but probably won't end up being great. Yeah, here. So if I get too much of that, I'm going to be in trouble in this field. Especially if a bear gets in here and just starts wiping it out. Haven't had that issue yet. This is my 3rd year planting corn. Haven't had too much of an issue with the bear coming in here and wiping it out. But there is some stuff that's shorter. I don't know if that was got planted a little bit deeper or what the deal is with that, but yeah, there's definitely some stuff that's way behind. But for July 6th, this is nice for northern Wisconsin. It's pretty good corn. So a couple weeks ago I realized the corn was just a little bit off color. Not bad, just a little bit off. So I ended up spreading 100 pounds of nitrogen on here. And it looks like it really worked. It kicked in. We had a lot of rain since I spread that out here, so I kind of timed it perfectly. I got some more stuff down here. It's probably deer. I don't see any bear track in here yet. The ground's really soft, but coming over here too, there's another spot. Hopefully that don't continue. A few bare spots where the planter didn't seed it. This ain't as tall over here. Like I said, the best spot is over there where I parked the 4-wheeler. Some standing water there. Like I said, we're good on rain for. It'd be nice to go a week with just sun. Get some. Wow, that's really soft here. Really soft. So last year I ended up, this section here, my stand's up in that crabapple tree. I ended up taking the corn out on the back side here and planted some turnips right on the back side here. And I would do something like that again if this doesn't turn out or something wipes it out. But right now it's looking really good. I just want food for the winter time here so I can find sheds. Here's another section. See, it's starting to grow back. They must have chewed that off a while back, but you see it's starting to, it'll keep growing. Probably just end up being real short. So that's where I'm at. July 6th update on it. Probably do one again in early August, see where we're at. By then it'll probably be up over my head and cobs probably starting to grow on it. So summer's flying by. Before you know it, be heading out west. Can't wait. So this is crabapple tree right on the edge here. Deer are nipping all over this, but right next to it I have a major issue of buckthorn. And those little berries there have 1,000,000 seeds. And they're overtaking my crab apples, actually overtaking the property in a lot of spots. But I think what happens is the birds or whatever come in and they eat the crab apples and they grab some of these off the buckthorn and they just get spread like wildfire. So at some point I do have to get in here. It's right on the edge of this corn, and I'm gonna have to wipe out all this buckthorn just to kind of save these crabapple trees, because I think they're gonna overtake them. And I don't know if these are any good for wildlife. I mean, the birds seem to like them, but I don't think they're have any benefits to deer. I'm not sure, but I know one thing: they grow like crazy. They spread just all over. They're all over back here. This whole piece of the property's got crabapple trees, and wherever I see crabapples, there's just buckthorn everywhere. So that's an issue I got to take care of too in the off season. Kind of thinking about having a guy come in here and maybe use a forestry mulcher and knock a lot of that stuff back, because it's so thick it's hard even walking, and they got the great big spikes on them and tearing yourself up trying to get in there. But yeah, that stuff is thick and nasty. But yeah, that's my update for July on the cornfield. It's exactly 1 acre, so all the other fields are planted too. Corn's done, looking great. It's looking to be a pretty good season this year. So this is looking real good. It's been a couple weeks since planting. Now I'm kind of thinking, because I'm not seeing, I thought the mixture had some oats or something in it, but it looks like it's basically just brassicas and turnips. I should almost get some oats or rye to mix in here. Just to kind of add some more foliage. But man, it's coming in great. A few spots where I drove with the tractor and kind of packed it down. Those spots aren't coming in that great. But this is doing really good. I'm impressed. 2 weeks in. Raspberries are popping. Crab apples growing good. Corn really shot up. Today is July 20th. I'm out here checking on the corn, and it's really blowing up from about a week and a half ago. I still got this weak spot in the field here. I should probably get some urea on it real quick. Otherwise it's probably going to be too late. Not sure what happened there, because I did spread 100 pounds on here. So I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if it washed out being on this side hill right here, because we got rain went right away after I spread it, so it should have took. But anyway, this is real weak in here, and this is normally the better part of the field. So all this edge here is lower. That stuff up on top is over my head already. Let's go up here real quick. see here. Corn's over my head in most spots. So it's looking real good. I think I'm probably gonna have to run to co-op tomorrow. Get a bag of urea. Because it being July 20th, I'd imagine this taller stuff in the field's gonna start tasseling out here pretty soon. Probably within the next week would be my guess. So there's probably not a lot of time left to be doing that. But it's kind of yellowed down here too. Not quite sure what happened. Just don't think the urea kicked in down here. That's too bad, because it's actually a pretty good portion of the field right here. So yeah, that's my little bit of an update, and I'll check in again in another week. It'll probably be tasseled by then. This one's starting to turn red. Should be a decent crop this year, right alongside the corn. Well, I just got done spreading some urea on the corn because there's some weak spots in the field. I don't know if they got drowned out or just there was no fertilizer when that part got planted. It just kind of seemed like it was a small section there. So got another bag of urea, threw that on there. And then I had to redo this field. This is the small plot. Just call it Dad's plot. Because the I think it was clover, alfalfa, and chicory I planted in here. I think we got too much rain right after I planted it, drowned it out. One thing came back was weeds and very thin alfalfa. So I dug this up about a week ago. It's been seeded. So I'm going to take the rest of this nitrogen and I'm going to throw it on this field. This is only like a 1/4 acre tops. It's pretty small. But actually, this is our most productive field for shooting deer. So I got to make sure I got something planted in here that's actually going to grow. I'm going to fill up this bag and spread the rest of this. I got like a half a bag of nitrogen left. So. Well, got to go out and spray the alfalfa. Probably gonna have to do it twice because I only have stuff for grasses. I need to get some killer for broadleaf. There's a lot of broadleaf in there, but tested it all out. Everything's working. Head out back, spray the alfalfa field. A lot of grass in this field. It's kind of choking off the alfalfa in the spots, especially over there. I need to get some potash on here too, because it's looking a little yellow. Maybe some nitrogen. But let's see, pretty grassy. Let's get this sprayed. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up or not, but the grass is finally starting to yellow and die. I'm still waiting for the spray for the broadleaf stuff. That kind of got back ordered or something. I don't know what the deal is, but it hasn't arrived yet. Wanted to spray it at the same time, but I just didn't get it, so I sprayed for the grass. There's a lot of broadleaf in here, a lot of broadleaf, so I'm gonna have to spray it again. Taking over the alfalfa. I don't know how great this field's gonna end up turning out, or if I'm gonna have to try it again next year. There's alfalfa down in there. It's just, we had so much rain, and weeds just exploded and I couldn't keep up with it. I had mowed it one time. So what I want to do, it's been 8 days I think since I sprayed it. So what I want to do is I want to get it sprayed with the broadleaf, give that probably another, I don't know, week or so, and come in here and mow it one more time. See if I can knock back these weeds. This is what the pumpkins turned into. Lots of grass. The weeds were an issue. I sprayed it twice and I still had weed issues. I even raked it down to dirt around all the plants and the weeds still came back. So they're flowering. I'm gonna have pumpkins. They actually look pretty decent for how much weeds competitions in there. The plants are really big. They've really blown up over the last week probably, but every plant I see has got flowers to where they're turning into pumpkins. So next year I'm just gonna have to make sure I do better with the weeds. But I think we're gonna actually have a little pumpkin growing right there. I think we'll have a pretty good turnout, I think, this year. Everything seemed like it came up except for a few down on that end. Otherwise, I did 3 rows, roughly 5-6 feet apart. So that's the pumpkin patch. All right, we'll run up and look at the new plot, the brassicas. That stuff just turned out great. Wow, that rooster sounds horrendous. We're gonna run up there real quick. I just put up a new camera in that spot. They're not really hitting it right now, but man, did that come in nice and thick. Believe it or not, this is the new plot. This used to be woods this past year and this past spring. I worked on it, got all the stumps out of here, limed it, did a lot of work on it, and it's probably the nicest brassicas I've ever had. And I know the pH still ain't right, but I don't know, probably because it was the first year ever. Let it get as big as possible. The more food I have in here, the better. Need to get a drone and see what this looks like from above, but yeah, I went from wilderness to really good food plot. So I actually came back and I planted a mixture of, there was some clover and I believe oats. They are doing some browsing in here. I did set up a camera right there on those 2 trees. Been getting some does out here. So they are browsing a little, but I don't think they'll eat the brassicas real heavy right now. But I mean, I do see some plants that are getting chewed on. So I planted it probably 3 weeks earlier than normal, but wanted to get something in the ground, and I figured if it grew longer, that's fine. Looks great. I have a hard time believing I wouldn't shoot a buck out of this field. Someone told me you can throw a copper pipe in there. That'll clean that right up. And I don't know. Deer are still in here. Deer tracks right there. Right there. This is the only spot that really didn't come in that great. And this is where the overflow kind of goes up through here. Solid deer tracks there. It's a good spot for the cameras right on that little tree. They come up into here. There's a couple other trees here too where a guy could set up on. That's a big crab apple. But that's my final update on the brassica plot until hunting season starts. So, man, almost looks too nice. All right, let's run up to the cornfield real quick. That's all tasseled out and cobs are growing on it. This is probably the best section of the corn, right up top, on top of the hills. I don't know, it's probably 9 feet tall in a few spots there, but looks like most plants have, oh, I got 2 cobs coming in on them. They just started. It's only been, not even all, the whole field's not even tasseled. Like this one here, not quite yet. It's down in there, but not poking out yet. I don't see a ton of deer damage or coon damage, but I think as soon as this, actually now that this corn is growing on here, probably gonna get more critters in here eating it. But this is the low part of the field. A couple years ago, this was the best section of the field. This year, for some reason, it's the shortest section. This stuff hasn't tasseled yet. And it looks like it's got a little ways to go yet before it's done. Some of these are tasseled and they're only, this one here is just shy of 6 feet. But this will do some growing here yet. The stuff up on top is just phenomenal looking. See it a little bit better how it's the short part of the field. So that's about it with the corn. I mean, it's corn, so. But from last year to this year, I'm pretty happy about it. Last year was a disaster. Let's climb up in the stand quick and see what it looks like from up there. This is all buckthorn, completely taken over this crabapple tree. This stand's not very high, it's like 8 foot. It's as high as I could get up in this crabapple. Did do some trimming here last weekend. I just chased a deer out of the middle of the field, looked like a doe. So that's my view. Once the corn's done growing, matured, whatever, I'll probably end up mowing some of that corn down on this backside like I did last year. I won't plant anything, I'll just knock it down. That way I got a place I can shoot where they can come out and feed. So, but that's going to be it for the food plot segments here. Just showing you my final update. It's time to get real serious about bow hunting now. Probably a month away from heading out west. I do a bunch of shooting, haven't done much of that. Shot my bow twice. For some reason I was about 6 inches left. I did have it, take it back in and get it retuned. I was having some issues with it making a horrendous noise when I drew it back. Found out that it was a loose screw on the draw length on the cam. So got that fixed and I had it retuned. So I got it pretty close to dialed in. I've only been shooting up to 30 yards, but really tight groups at 30. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of the summer.